Welcome to Volstars, a Gammastrike production.
Welcome to Volstars, where we talk everything markets and those who make them. Today's episode brought to you by... No. You know what? No. Today's episode is brought to you by me. You know the news footage of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport from this morning? The one showing the line snake around the entire baggage claim twice? I was in that footage. I waited in line for over 3 hours. Some people waited for over 5 hours. Nobody even knew where the line began. It just somehow simply absorbed you at the points it was willing to accept you in. There was yelling, threats of violence, and even threats of arrest. I was pretty sure I was going to see someone die in an airport today. Yet despite it all, here I am, recording this podcast before Futures open on Sunday, and I had to do things I'm not super proud of to make it happen. So this episode is mine, and I dare you to take it from me. And finally, by Gammastrike.com, providing actual real-time data for every type of trader. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Gammastrike.com. I'm Jay Fresh, and I'm joined by our co-hosts, Gherk and Dork. Let's get into the market overview. Sorry, I just...
What kind of things did you have to do to get your consensual acceptance into the...
I wanna leave that up to the imagination.
Of a line. Okay. So Jay Fresh jerked off an ice agent at the airport today.
But if I didn't take extraordinary measures, I would have missed my flight by 2 hours.
It's okay, man. You don't have to say more. I was almost part of a fraternity.
I went from, there's no way in hell I'm getting on a plane today, maybe I should just go back to a hotel and go back to bed, to having enough time to order a quad shot latte from Starbucks before I got on the flight.
What about just renting a car and driving home?
Too far. No. I mean,
No.
It would have been faster than waiting till the next day, but barely.
I still just don't feel like it's that. All right. I guess it is. It seems like it's not that far.
It's far.
It's very deceptive. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what, like 1,200 miles, something like that?
I don't remember exactly what it is, but it usually takes, I mean, if you're just barely stopping, if you're only stopping for gas, you can do it, in around like 16 hours or so. Depends. 17
Okay.
hours.
So
that sounds miserable. Yeah. No, it's a full, that's a full day.
Yeah. That's what I said, a full day. Wake up.
Most people think of a full day as 8 hours.
Well, I got that out of my system so we don't have to talk about it during the actual market overview, because
how did you think you were going to say something and that wasn't going to become the point of conversation immediately?
I don't know. I haven't had a whole lot of time to be super introspective and thoughtful today, so excuse me.
I mean, it sounds like you had a lot of time to be introspective and thoughtful about humanity on the whole in the security line.
Well, yeah.
And I also think about human nature besides that humans are awful.
They're a lot better at obeying the line than I expected.
It's okay. I will say that Tom Homan, the new leader of DHS, after Kristi Noem has been relegated to shield the Americas, announced that starting tomorrow, ICE will be assisting Americans with their air travel.
I know. The rumblings for that started happening yesterday, so I'm glad I missed it by a day. If I hadn't done the things that I did, I would be meeting ICE for the first time tomorrow at the same airport. So, yeah.
Yeah, then you'd have to explain to some hillbilly with a high school education how you're not actually a leprechaun.
While also explaining to him that it's only not rape if you use the back of the hand, you amateur.
Yeah, the TSA agents know that, but I feel like a lot of people are about to get
Masterful.
ripped.
You know, honestly, though, I know that some of the TSA agents aren't necessarily into it. I see the look on their face when they have to touch your wiener. So it is, they do
Is that
not
your
look
favorite part?
enthused. No, it's my least favorite part.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you see the look, they see the little red square show up on your package and they're just like, oh.
I see the
And they
glisten
go
in
this
your
whole
eye,
talk.
though, that makes me think that you just stand there and look at them and you're like, yeah, you gotta touch it, don't you?
The first time I was
Dork needs to
petrified.
be
The second
studied,
time I was like,
actually.
again?
Something there.
Yeah, now I just joke and say it's my brass balls.
Apparently, Dork gets this so often. He needs to be scientifically studied.
Dork
Seriously,
used
no,
to have
every
long
time.
hair.
Every single time they got to touch my junk. I swear to God, every time I go through, I might just get a pat down to start with so they don't have to touch my junk so hard. But like, it literally is like red square. It's like, check this area and it's right
Do
on my
you pull
wiener.
your pants up before you get in the little thing? You got to pull your pants up, dude.
It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I'll be wearing basketball shorts with nothing going on. And then it's just like, yep, it's the wiener.
you've gotta wear well-fitting clothes. If it's too saggy, you'll get a spot there. That's yeah. So next time you go through the airport, hike up them drawers before you raise your hands in the air, because you're not wearing a belt, right? Well, you might be
Maybe I
now.
should just drop trow.
That would be effective as well, actually.
Just get naked.
Yeah.
Just
That would
Winnie the
work.
Pooh it through the
I don't-
security line. Like when you go to take your shoes off, just strip the pants.
You don't
T-shirt
have to-
only.
You don't have to take
They
your
don't have
shoes
to
off
touch
anymore.
anything if it's all on display. So
You don't have to take your shoes off anymore.
Oh no.
Oh,
At
I
most
don't,
places.
but then they make me do it anyways.
They make
There's
you do
some
it at
airports-
JFK.
There's some airports that still do it for some weird reason.
No,
but
that's
most
like, no, they'll be
places,
like, you don't got to take your shoes off. And then I go through and they're like, all right, take your shoes off. I'm like, I could have just taken my shoes off. You see, like flying
Like
for
I
me is
said,
pretty
you
inconvenient.
need
And then
to
they're
be
like, all right, I got to touch your
scientifically
junk
studied.
real quick. Take your
Your
shoes off. I'm touching your
body-
package. Let's
Your
go.
body is emanating like some millimeter waves that we need to understand.
They just love palpating my
He
balls.
just reeks of weed. I mean, it's not that hard to understand. All his
I
clothes smell
spritz
like
some
resin.
Banaka before I get in the line, okay?
His
All right.
fucking eyes are bright red, and he reeks of weed. That's your answer.
And he's screaming, "I have a bomb."
Yes. No, yeah. And I also have the chastity belt on. That's what they feel. And I'm like, oh, I can't take that off. I don't have the key.
Yeah, it's for traveling.
All right, let's get through this shit. Iran, shit's going on over there.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it again. We're in.
I mean,
Iran
I
hell.
think we can sum up the entire Iran discussion by just saying shit's not going to stop going on over there. And I can just save everybody 4 years of talking about Iran.
No, wait, no. Trump said that they have 48 hours to do stuff, or else he's going to be really angry.
That. Yeah, our president has threatened to commit war crimes publicly against Iran if they don't cede to his demands in 48 hours. I wonder how that's going to go.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're backing down. So right now they're in a big game of chicken. And
nope, they've said that they are going to in kind strike all of their neighbors' desalination plants if we touch their energy infrastructure.
Right,
So
and they're going to go after Israel's stuff as well. And yeah, but that's what I mean. Neither side's backing down. But right now it's like the dogs barking at each other through the fence as the fence is opening. It's not fully open yet.
You think 11th? Ooh, stupid bet material. 11th hour ceasefire.
Exactly. You see, we're of the same mind today.
Wait, but it's unilateral ceasefire where just the U.S. agrees to the ceasefire.
Well, both of them have just talked too much shit, so they need to like relax for a minute and stare at each other.
Right, go back to their corners for a second.
Yeah, it's going to be. This is going to be a fun parlay because we get to think about like what the, what the rules are for the ceasefire.
Ooh.
So there's a ton of stupid bet material here. I know we kind of struggled a little bit last week, so I think this week is going to make up for that and more.
I feel like any ceasefire where Trump has to admit that he hasn't won the war 12 times already is going to be just immediately rejected.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We've gone into like pissing match. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, what do you do at that point? If you
Blow
don't come
shit
to
up.
some sort of agreement, then you're actually either you have to blow shit up or you look like a dipshit.
Yeah,
Well,
you have to have more people on your side killed.
Somebody already intentionally cut off 30% of the world's oil supply. I don't know if you can look more like a dipshit, but I guess
Yeah,
you
but
can try.
they gamed that out. They knew it was going to happen. You got Scott Besson on TV today saying that, well, so what if oil's only up for 50 days? That's worth the pain, the short-term pain for 50
Yeah, I
years
believe
of freedom in Iran. And then the follow-up question was, is it only going to be high for 50 days? And he said, well, it could be 30, it could be 50, it could be 100. Who knows?
So
Yeah,
for some
that's great.
undefined period of time, gas is going to be $6 a gallon.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay,
I'm sorry, is it
hold
only
on a
5
second
right
here.
now?
I'm looking right at the Gas Buddy chart, and it's $3.94 national average.
That's the national average. No one gives a shit what gas costs in Oklahoma.
Okay, where do you want to look? California?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Give me a live feed of a LA gas station.
Oh God, it's disgusting.
Is
It's
it
disgusting
$8?
it's disgusting before the rise.
You know, just it's an interesting thing because I mentioned last week that
Disgusting before the rise isn't an exact price. I want to know how much it costs, Dork.
Oh, well, average price before the rise was around $4.60 a gallon, and now it's at $5.74.
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's disgusting. And you know what's funny is the California state government is like, woo, more tax revenue.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Sure.
That's it amplifies the movement in that state.
I wonder if they'll get rid of their
demand.
arbitrary refinement conditions.
I don't know, maybe. No, Jay Fresh, the thing is, you may not be used to it in Texas, but in California, they heavily tax gas. Heavily.
No, yeah, I understand that. I've paid for tax in California, or for gas in California, but yeah, it will maybe generate a little bit of additional revenue for a little while, but ultimately it's just going to destroy demand, and then their revenues are going to go down. Or at least
just like what happened with commercial real estate in San Francisco.
I wonder if my electric car. I wonder if my electric car that I mistakenly bought has gone up in value.
Probably.
It must have, right? Hybrids have to be worth more money.
You didn't even
now,
know it was electric. You just bought it.
No, I knew it was electric. I just realized I was an idiot after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
I was too incentivized by the government incentives. They were taking them away, and I was like, I want that free money. So I went and got one because it had like a negative residual on the lease. And I was like, that's a good deal, right? It was just a free car. But now it's probably worth a lot more.
Yeah, but you don't own it. You leased it.
I can still sell it.
All right.
Just trading cars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, trade everything.
You're a commodities trader. It's the commodity
trade stocks, options, futures, cars. I'll trade you, Dork.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to find a buyer, but...
Hey.
Ouch. God damn.
Hurts.
No, I'm kidding. Jay Fresh already put in a bid.
$1.
He offered his guest bedroom, and you have to babysit 12 hours a day.
Oh, Lord. I hope he doesn't mind his kids becoming absolute shits.
And you have to respond to, hey, au pair, come here.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And you have to, he's also got a little French maid outfit that you might or might not have to wear.
Well,
okay, now it just got a little better. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm back in.
It has no backside.
Tell me more.
It cuts off at the waist so you can make it through the airport.
Winnie the Pooh. French maid Winnie the Pooh. You're gonna have the best Halloween costume. Don't worry.
To quote the oatmeal, like a sea cucumber peeking out of a wizard's robe.
Oh God.
All
right, so oil's not going down,
joke?
is it?
I don't know. The oatmeal guy wrote it. Maybe.
Ooh,
All right.
another interesting thing beyond oil is there's now a helium shortage.
Like helium coin, the crypto?
Is
No,
there?
helium, the noble gas. Somebody did force majeure on helium. And I saw a bunch of articles about it, and it's a big deal if it's true.
Yeah, it's actually a big deal.
Yeah, but is there?
It says shortages will start to bite in a few weeks. But I mean, we need helium for like a lot of things that people don't realize.
MRI
Like a lot of
machines.
MRI machines, like anything you have to chill. There's a lot of like semiconductor processes actually that rely on gases that contain helium. So yeah, just kind of the oil. Yeah, when we talked the other week about how oil is in everything and everything depends on oil, it's a really big deal.
But we got helium from natural gas refinement.
Well, they're blowing that up too.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know where it comes from.
I thought we made
The
a
helium
shitload of
fairy?
helium in the
I
Gulf
thought
refineries.
I thought it came from like trees. I thought we grew it on trees.
You can get it
You
from the
cultivate it.
moon.
You can get it from hydrogen.
Yeah, you get it from the sun.
You got to get it pretty hot though.
Get it from the sun.
Yeah. How hot?
Like millions of degrees Kelvin.
Mm.
Yeah. We haven't quite
Well,
figured out. Well, we have done it on Earth. It's just not in a very economical way.
it's like 25 more years. Just like general intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, in terms of nuclear fusion, I get to do like an engineering thing for the two people that like that.
It's
It
still
doesn't
just
even
one.
it doesn't even make sense because it requires like a shitload of lithium and more lithium than we can ever extract, and there's a lot of problems with nuclear fusion. It's not like this magical solution. But anyway,
We can't just shoot all the lasers at a pin.
well, yeah, I mean that's one way to play with it and experiment with it, but
Yeah, you can make
it's
helium
not
on tiny scales
continuous.
with that. Just a tiny little tiny fart of helium, and it's just gone.
Yeah,
I
there's like lasers the size of football fields that like hit these little tiny pellets that are like the size of a pill.
so do we just need a bigger pellet?
Yes. And an even bigger laser.
Yeah. Sounds like
Mm.
scale fixes the problem. What if we just, one of these days?
I hate you so much. Scale is all you
We just
need.
need more lasers,
Yeah.
bro. I need $100
That's what
billion in a pellet.
That's what they've been saying about the tokamak for like 50 years. Scale's all you need, bro. Speaking of scale is all you need, bro. We have to talk a little bit about AI because this episode is brought to you by me, and I have an irrational hatred for AI. It's not healthy. But it does seem like well, first of all, I think we would be remiss not to talk about Elon's announcement this weekend about the TeraFab.
Oh yeah, he's making his own chip fab.
He wants to make like a terawatt of chips for something. This is like another underpants gnome thing. It's like step 1.
All of his
Make a
ideas are step one.
yeah. It's true.
And that step one is announce the idea in front of potential shareholders.
Yes. Well, I wanted to so little I guess it's probably not that big of a conspiracy, but it seems like to me that what he was setting the stage for is to make X the everything company, not just X the everything app. Because he already had SpaceX by XAI because they're going to put data centers in space.
No, because
And
XAI couldn't
so
get its own funding.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm going through like what his strategy seems to be of trying to thread all of these things together. I'm very good at identifying when you're trying to organize 5 disparate things into the same thing because I've written a PhD dissertation. That was a joke. Thank you for laughing. Please clap. So he's now talking about, okay, so he's got the satellites and the rockets and the AI together because he's going to put them in space. But then he's got to figure out, okay, how do I get my car company to buy my spaceship company that also does my chatbot company? And I think there is where like the TeraFab comes in as, oh, I can make the chips that go into the satellites that go up into space to do the data processing. And then of course he talked about the moon. I think like the moon and Optimus, that part is just like, well, shit, I don't really need that to sell this idea. I should have done data centers in space instead of Optimus, but I'm already doing Optimus. And if I close down Optimus, people aren't going to buy this bullshit. So I've got to keep Optimus in this storyline. And so, okay, we'll also build the chips on the moon with robots. Anyway, I think all of this is coming to the point where XAI was a piece of shit. And so the only option he had was to roll it into another private company. And SpaceX, their books probably also look like absolute dog shit. And so he doesn't actually want to have to like direct IPO it. And so I think he's going to basically just say, my thought would be, and it's kind of smart. I mean, I think if I was trying to defraud everybody that is already in the palm of my hand, I would give it a shot. It makes a lot more sense instead of IPOing to just say, hey, I'm going to sell shares to buy this company and absorb it into Tesla and make X the everything company. And then we're all going to make a gazillion billion dollars, right? Because it's been that strategy has been working perfectly so far. And then that gives him at least a few more quarters before everyone's just like, but wait, why did we do this?
Yeah, I mean, every time I listen to anything Elon has to say, I believe that I can walk out of my house, summon my self-driving robo-taxi to take me to my local SpaceX launch pad, which will catapult me past our suborbital orbital data centers straight to my ex colony on Mars, where I can land and begin my new job at his semiconductor fab. And all by
That's why would
2027.
you build the chips on Mars? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Everything else, yeah,
You don't
that's going to happen any
understand.
day now.
There's no tectonic
We're
movement on
building the
Mars.
chips on the moon. We've already
Oh.
decided it's happening on the moon. It doesn't
But do
need
you
to
take the
happen
Look at the
both on
Mars
JFresh, the moon
rocket,
is
or do you have to
cold.
like transfer in orbit?
You know, getting to the moon is it's simple. It's trivial. Okay, Gherk. Why don't you just shut the fuck up?
We did it in the
Okay.
60s.
Hold on.
It was only a nationwide effort.
I have a challenge for you guys. I want you to look at this
We
picture
can
and
compute all that
try
shit on like a
not to
Windows
laugh.
calculator now.
Let me
It's not a
can
question of
code-
calculations,
you can code
Gherk. It's
it
a
all.
question of fuel.
Like, oh, well, because it's so much money now.
Getting into low Earth orbit is orders of magnitude simpler than reaching escape velocity or trying to do a Hohmann transfer to the moon's orbit. Like low Earth orbit is trivial compared to that.
We
Okay.
did it before.
I want
Yeah, we
you.
did it
I
before.
want
We
you to
haven't
look
done
at
it
this.
since. Besides
I
a
want
little
you to
tiny
look at
thing.
this mock-up, this picture of the satellite he proposed to do 100 kilowatts of compute, which isn't even a full H100 unit of 72 or 144 chips. It's not even a whole cabinet. It's like half of one. It's like 30 H100s. This is the picture of the satellite that is going to operate those ships. Can't laugh. Don't do it, dork. All right, very good. I'm impressed.
Yes, I would. Fucking
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna take the solar panels and we're not gonna like unfold them in 2D. We're gonna unfold them in 1D so that the solar panels, like the wingspan of them, is almost twice as large as the rocket that is going to take it into space. And then those wings have to dissipate all the heat. So now I have to get all that heat to travel all the way down to the tip of the wing. It is the dumbest. It's not going to work. I can tell you that right now.
what's
You
that
mean
thing?
the
Is the thing on the
3
side supposed to be the
adjoining
radiators?
rectangles isn't
I can't
the
tell if that
next
thing on the
step
back is supposed to
forward
be the
for
radiator or
mankind that
not,
it appears to be?
or is it a battery?
I'm assuming that the thing in the middle is all like the satellite.
You
Like
don't think
that's
that's
where
like
all
some sort of weird, like heat pump weird shit going on there?
What are they going to do with this? Hold on. The
hmm.
thing that really bothers me about this is what about the 10 million tons of mass launched into low Earth orbit every year? That's the thing I'm finding an issue with. So
Well, it's
he's
turning
going to
Starship into
destroy
JFK.
he's going to destroy all the other satellites.
I don't know. But I don't think it matters because I think his plan is sell this fantasy just like all the other fantasies he sold and deliver something that is much less good. I mean, it's like Zuckerberg in the metaverse, what he promised versus what he delivered.
You know what Tesla's delivered? Fewer
Uh,
cars than they did the prior quarter.
yeah. They delivered a electric car that has been delivered in the past and was able to get enough people to buy them on subsidies. And because that was his only business, he kept doing it after all the other companies were like, fuck this shit, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I
And then
mean,
you bought one from one of the competitors.
I
Good
did.
job.
It has the same range, but I did.
Yeah.
yeah, but does it have door handles that are sometimes unreliable?
Yes. They get frozen inside the car just like a Tesla.
My favorite,
Shit.
as an engineer, I can't tell you how dead I was inside when I don't even know which model it is, but like it has to be electronically controlled, the door opening and closing, because it has to slightly open and close the window
Was it
to
the
open the
Roadster?
door. No.
You know
I
what? I guarantee you weren't as dead as that woman who drowned in her Cybertruck.
Yeah, but she died well before she ever got in that truck. Oh, fuck. Speaking of Tesla as well, another fun thing that I saw, I don't know if this is true, but I saw pictures of it, that apparently some cyber cabs were spotted in San Francisco this weekend with ground mapping LiDAR stuck to the roof. Seems like a pretty big deal. Coming from the company that said we're going video only, we think that's the way, that the LiDAR technique is too expensive. It doesn't scale. It doesn't give you all the information you need anyway. Yeah. Kind of like it would be that would be as insane. Hold on, wait for this. Doing this, putting LiDAR on top of cyber cabs after spending, basically 10 years saying that strategy is bankrupt and our strategy is what's going to win, is as ridiculous as, let's suppose there is an AI company out there that's whole pitch is we're going to replace all human labor. And now that we've deployed agents, it's going to happen sooner than ever. And we're going to start by reducing our own labor force, to then come out after all of that and announce that they're going to double the size of their labor force. So it would be almost as crazy as if that happened, which of course it did. That was Sam Altman at OpenAI this week as well.
It all just sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like shutting down the TSA at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport and seeing what happens.
You want to know something else about Tesla? Well, Elon Musk.
Oh,
He
yes, do
He was
tell.
over the weekend, after 2 days of deliberation, a jury in San Francisco federal court decided in a unanimous verdict that Elon Musk was deliberately, intentionally misleading investors during his acquisition of Twitter. Remember when he said, "Oh, I'm going to buy the company," and then he said he wasn't going to buy the company,
Yeah.
and then he had to buy the company?
Yep.
So during that period of time, the price of Twitter dropped substantially because there was the buyout offer at like 52 or 54 something a share, and then that got rescinded, and then the price of the stock like tanked, and then Musk ultimately came in and bought the shares for 54.20. Well, during that period when it tanked, a bunch of people sold their positions because they thought Musk was no longer buying Twitter. Those people then sued Musk. Musk said that he thought that people were reading too much into his public statements and tweets, and that he did not mislead investors. But the court found otherwise, and he is probably going to owe all of those investors potentially thousands of dollars or more each, depending on how much stock they sold during that period.
Seems like a weird foreshadowing of much more to come for Elon in that space.
Elon did say, I quote, "If this trial was on whether I've made stupid tweets, I'd say I'm guilty." And he did. He
Introspection.
made stupid tweets that intentionally misled investors.
Yeah, definitely on purpose.
So he was
for
right.
Sure.
He did predict his own guiltiness.
All right. Speaking of things going down, markets. What are they? How do they work? And why aren't they going up?
Oh, gee. It's a good question. I wonder if it has to do with the 10-year yield going up by 13 basis points in one day.
Tell me more. Everybody else is just blaming Iran and oil. You're saying
I mean,
something
yeah, but
different.
it's, I mean, inflation expectations are at what, like 5% now on Wall Street?
What if we're in a
mean-
scenario where the shitstorm has fully hit? Everything's fucked.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but it's kind of feeling like we're feeling some pain in not only our wallets at the pump, but in our markets as well.
Well, don't forget that the Strait of Hormuz transports far more supply of the world's fertilizer than it does oil. And that is currently blocked off as well, which means that American farmers, who should be getting ready right about now to plant their yearly soy and corn bean crops that makes the Midwest such a lovely scenic drive, or will be unable to do that. And without those soy and corn crops, we could run into some issues getting the appropriate amount of sustenance needed for the American diet of soy and corn bean, or soy and corn beans.
We're not changing
That
it.
actually works.
I don't know what corn is. Some people call it a kernel, but it seems a lot like a bean to me.
Yeah, it's a cob
I don't know what it
beans.
looks like anymore. I just eat it in syrup form.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's going to mean significant inflationary effects on food. And obviously, that's going to hit the American wallet far harder than just gasoline alone would have. And then we've got fairly deep concerns about the AI narrative. I mean, it's been there's been lots and lots and lots of reports recently, and even Nvidia came out last week and were like, we're going to make $1 trillion next year, and nobody gave a shit. um I mean, the
Mm,
price of Nvidia went up, but the stock, like briefly.
then it went right
um
back down. Yeah.
yeah, then it went right back down again, because everyone was
I
like, oh shit, I'm gonna sell this news,
well,
because that's
here's
not
what I
fucking
think.
happening.
This there was a lot going on there. I think what happened was people thought what he meant, and maybe we could say this was an unintentional misleading of investors. But they thought what he meant was that he's going to earn $1 trillion next year. But what he was saying was that he's going to earn a total of $1 trillion over like from like 2025 through 2027 or something like that. And if you go and look at the previous estimates that have been publicized from the company about their expectations, that was actually basically in line with, if not slightly below, what it was before. And so I think everyone's just like $1 trillion next year. And they're like, wait a minute, that's not what he said. Then they went and looked at the expectations and saw that they were just the same. And then the price just went right back down to where it was.
Nice.
Yeah. He has been a good little
Hmm.
pumper though. He's been doing a lot of pumperinos this week. Uh he recently made a statement that, like, if you have a software engineer that you pay $500,000 a year to employ, and they're not spending at least $250,000 in tokens per year, then you should get a new software engineer.
Hmm.
That sounds stupid, but okay. What if I want to spend $250,000 a year on thigh highs instead?
You do you, boo.
I'm just saying, those are the makings of a great software engineer.
Let your freak flag fly.
I'm doing it right now.
Don't stand up. Okay, so one of the things, though, other than stocks dropping and bonds dropping and where really everything going down as all the commodities go up because supply of everything is thrown out of whack. Gold's also down. Is there any additional information there, or is it just more of the same, showing that this is systemic and it's not going to be corrected until you correct the supply and demand imbalance?
I mean, where gold was at kind of put it back in risk asset territory and sort in terms of pricing in my eyes. So I figure at this point, everyone who had been piling in probably was just reallocating back into regular old cash they could put under the mattress or something else. But that's what I kind of have going on in my tinfoil wrapped brain about gold and other precious metals.
Yeah, but usually, I mean, if you have people getting out of other things and getting into cash, it's usually because they need that cash to cover some liability.
I didn't want to say that part because you see, Jamie Dimon, I didn't say it. Don't throw me in a van. Yeah, possibility there's a little bit of a need for some cash. So, and if you look at the way bonds are going, might be a need for some cash. So, yeah. Uh, I mean,
I mean, the yield on bonds is up. That makes them more attractive. Um, but I think the real story that we're seeing there is, especially with precious metals, is that those precious metals were bought as a hedge to the dollar, and now we're seeing a situation where the dollar is pumped up from the oil trade, because oil prices are skyrocketing and that's strengthening it excessively. And I think the capitulation in gold is the acceptance that the dollar is likely to stay much higher for much longer, because it is very unlikely that the price of oil comes down uh, anytime soon. And I will say, however, there is something we're going to talk about a little bit later that could bring the price of the dollar down very fast.
Yes, we will get into that a little bit later. So now that we've titillated our viewer,
Yes.
I mean viewers, let's go ahead and move into earnings. I think we've touched on a lot of topics already. There's a lot going on. I'm sure by now, if I go and turn on CNN, something else has happened that has changed half of our discussion anyway. So let's move into earnings. Anything that tickles your fancy?
No.
Just a
Well,
little.
I have some alpha cognition stocks, so I'll probably watch it, but that's about it.
All right. What do they do?
They do Alzheimer's drugs.
Has
Okay.
anybody considered Beyond Meat?
Have you ever had it?
No.
Yeah.
Nor would
Well,
I ever.
you wouldn't consider the stock if you'd had the meat.
What about Chewy?
Well, I've heard that the CEO bites people, and I think there's nothing that Americans are more likely to buy than meat that costs more than actual meat.
I mean,
And
I'm pretty
tastes worse.
sure most people have never had it, and of the people that have even seen it in a grocery store, like the most iconic way that it's displayed is like in sausage form, but somehow the sausages all got like smooshed down into little chodes. Like they were on one of those rides at the county fair, the one that goes
The
in a
Gravitron?
circle. Yeah, it's like one of those sun gears. Anyway, yeah, and they're just these little shriveled, yeah. They're not delightful to look at or to eat. I mean, they taste okay, I guess, but ugh,
They haven't quite
no.
nailed it.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, I think the only one I really care about is Lovesack.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just
I was going to say
because-
Lovesack is insulated by the modern day yuppie.
No, so for the people who don't know what it is, which is not me, what is a Lovesack?
Have you purchased one? Please don't tell me
No.
you have. Oh, thank God.
What is I truly don't know what a Lovesack is.
Oh, it's a couch. It's a couch. It's a
okay.
It's a modular sectional that you can buy in individual overpriced pieces.
Okay, hold on. It's not a sectional. It's a sacktional.
Oh, fuck off!
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, almost everybody I know in Long Island owns them.
Okay,
and they're uncomfortable, convoluted to assemble, and overpriced.
Wait, it's a sack. What's the assembly?
It's not a sack. The sack moniker is a misnomer. The only sack is your balls sweating profusely because it's entirely made of polyester.
Yeah, I'm looking at they got like a small love seat with a recliner on it for $2,100 on sale. It looks uncomfortable too. The padding on it looks kind of like garbage.
I'm seeing sacks on the website. I mean, I see a lot of other furniture, but I also see sacks. So maybe your friends just got bamboozled into the non-sack items, and maybe this company's bread and butter is the sack.
So you want a sack? Let's see about the movie.
I'm gonna make my own sack right now.
Or do you want the movie sack?
Holy shit! These things are like
sack?
$2,000. I am not making my own
the super
sack.
is $800.
Is that the 2-seater?
That's the super sack, which fits 2 to 3.
That's the
Is
one
of them
Epstein.
in someone's lap?
The super sack is for one Epstein with 2 children, according to the diagram that I see on the website. And then the big one, which is bigger than the super SAC, is for Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein to be sitting in between those two children.
Oh, futures just opened.
Oh shit! How we doing?
Oh, it's down.
Oh, good.
Gap down 50 points.
Oil is tickling 100 again.
God.
Ooh, oil is
so fun and great.
just tickling 100.
It's just right, just the tip.
There it is.
Just the tip.
The tip
just
just
tipping
poked
it.
through.
You heard it here first, folks. Just the tip.
Just the oily tip.
You gotta tune into our podcast if you want to get the tip.
Oh man, it is teasing that 3-digit handle there. So
All
hot.
right. Do we want to move to our commercial now, or do we want to go through the calendar first? Because I think we should take a break now, and maybe we'll all do some gooning to futures for a little bit, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I gotta close.
I
some
like
stuff.
to goon. Let's do it. Yeah,
Ron?
I got some hot pockets to.
We're at over an hour in, so it's clear you like Volstars, and for that, we're thankful. Could you do us a huge favor though, and be sure to give this a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps us to get the podcast out to others, so we appreciate it. Thank you. Well, hey there, stranger. If you're enjoying this podcast, be sure to check us out on our socials, where you can hear the latest about Volstars and Gammastrike. Check us out on X, Blue Sky, and Reddit.
All right, welcome back. And because we're being rewarded for being timely with our discussions and economical with our word choice, that it has not been an hour yet since we took that break. So Ron can't play his second commercial. So to all of our listener out there, you are welcome. All right, let's get into the calendar. So last week we had a bunch of shit go down. Bunch of shit.
Oh yeah.
That's the economic term. Bunch of shit.
Bunch of shit. Yes.
Yeah. So we had the PPI. How hot was the PPI?
Spicy.
It was very spicy. Yeah.
It was very spicy. More importantly, core was also very spicy.
Yes.
That's the stickier measure, for those who don't know.
Oh, so sticky. It made the
very,
PPI
very
sticky.
sticky. Yeah.
It's hard to wipe off too.
It can be hard to wipe off a drippy PPI.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we have zero listener, all right. The craziest thing to me about the PPI print is that this is for February. This isn't even like
None of this is post oil.
Yeah, we didn't start murdering world leaders until February 28th, which was the last day of February.
True.
So March is probably not going to be great. And again, it's probably
we're just not going to get
up...
March for a bit.
Yeah. The next announcement from BLS will be the March CPI report is slightly delayed.
Yeah.
Until September.
And then April, the building's going to catch on fire.
Ooh.
And then
like
May, all the people
center.
who actually collate the data are just going to magically fall out of Windows.
No, they already quit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The new ones are going to quit too.
There aren't new ones.
Oh.
It's
Trump's just going to fall asleep before his auto pen can do it.
It's just ChatGPT forward projecting it with a Phillips curve.
Yeah, the BLS is just now one guy that reports to Big Balls at Doge and asks him for a ChatGPT summary of inflation for that month. And if Big Balls approves of what comes out of ChatGPT, they print it. And if he doesn't approve, they ask the chatbot to try again, and this time, make no mistakes.
Make no mistakes.
Okay, so
you are an economist.
Hot PP. Yeah, you are the world's leading economist. In parentheses, not that libtard Paul Krugman at the New York Times. Although he's actually not at the New York Times anymore. He's writing a Substack, but
Do not
who
make
isn't
this
these
print
days?
woke.
No DEI in this PPI. All right. So the other thing, the big thing, was the Fed interest rate decision, which was flat. What do we think? I wasn't able to watch the press conference, but I know Gherk did. What did you think about that press conference?
I
didn't
wrote a
get to see
song
it.
about that press conference. I mean, JPAD just said
Ooh.
the truth, finally.
Should
I've
we play
waited,
the song?
I've listened to the motherfucker for the last 5 years, every single FOMC meeting.
Yeah.
Never once has he just said the one honest thing. We don't know. And he did. He finally said, he said it a bunch too. He just kept saying, I don't know.
Hey, Ron, at the
Will
end
the-
of
will
this
the,
episode, can you play us out to that song?
I can give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my financial songs should have their own music genre. So maybe this is where I get picked up by a record label.
Yeah, this is where you make your in.
Or
You
I
can-
just need to stop writing songs about financial topics.
I disagree. There's
Okay.
enough songs about love and dancing and having sex without condoms. Snoop
You
Dogg
really
has a
think
new
there's-
song out where
really
most of
think-
it is just them going on and on about how they would like to go to a party and have sex with a woman and not wear a condom.
Holiday Inn?
No, it's a new song. I don't remember what it's called.
Does it feature Chingy?
No, it features I don't even know his name. That X big plug butt plug or something.
That's a okay.
The fuck is his name? Big X the plug.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
So
I'm glad Snoop's out there still
it's
making money.
you know what? It kind of
I thought he
slaps. I'm not gonna lie.
fried his brain on weed so long ago.
Let me see what the song is. Yeah, it's Big X the plug. Wait, yeah, Rosama, Murda Gang PB, Young Hood.
Peanut butter?
I
Is it
don't
like
know.
PB isn't peanut
Personal
butter?
best? I don't know. And
I
it's
always thought that if
called
I was going to be a rapper, my name would be a little PB&J.
it's called Sixer Party, where the S is a 6. So I don't even know if it's Sixer. Is it Bixer, where the B is a 6?
No, it's sixer.
What's a
think.
Sixer?
I don't know. We're sounding way too white right now. Let's just move on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay,
You don't
You
get
should-
it, old man.
that's true. I don't even remember what we were talking about. It's been a long day for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Something about FOMC and we don't know what the fuck's going on,
Oh,
but totally
the
not
music trend.
stagflation.
Yeah, we've got enough songs about butt plugs and Snoop Dogg's. We need more financial songs. Just really
Well,
giving it to the power.
I'm single-handedly fleshing out the genre.
You know what you should try to do?
What?
Merge that idea and bring back like the Rage Against the Machine kind of song style.
I've made a few ragier financial pieces.
Anyway, okay. So FOMC, we don't know. Would you say that's a pretty good summary of the entire press conference?
Yes.
We don't know. Of the entire last 5 years?
Which stoked the market into a confidence-inducing rally of negative 2%.
That was fun. Okay, there was another interest rate decision that same day from the
There
Bank of
was.
Japan.
And they
We
also
decided
did
to
nothing.
do the same thing. Yes, we've tried nothing and are all out of ideas.
But have they tried nothing?
Have they tried it long enough?
What are they
need to
going to do?
More nothing. I don't know.
They're fucked.
Well, yeah.
Also, we just started a war. Like every time, you know what's funny? is every time we come up to like an FOMC Bank of Japan decision, we seem to be starting some shit somewhere. And then
Yeah.
the Bank of Japan is so conservative, they're just like, oh my God, we can't do anything. Something just happened. Like it's like either an election or, you know, war with Iran or, you know, something along those lines. It's just always coming up. Like they had an election and then they had another election and they had an election to decide the validity of the first or the second election. And that handcuffed them. I mean, you could just handcuff them with baggy ties. It seems so easy. Because just any kind of volatility that could affect the FX markets, and they're just like, well, we can't make a decision now. I feel like half of their research time is spent looking for reasons not to make a decision rather than just admitting that they're robbing the general public of all future potential wealth.
Whoa there, Gherk.
What?
Slow
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Them's
Yeah,
fighting
let's see how,
words.
yeah,
Well-
let's see how Japan does when they need to go buy their next shipment of oil with the yuan.
Oh, shit.
Don't.
I'm
We're
gonna
not there
keep
yet.
teasing it. I know, but I can do this all day.
Yeah.
I used
So,
to do write-ups on GMA.
okay. So all of the Federal Reserves are holding steady and praying that nothing bad happens, so that they would actually have to do something. Meanwhile, you know, jobless claims are still stubbornly low, inflation's up, and so it's gotten to the point now where people are actually pricing in the possibility of a single rate hike by the end of the year, which is not something that's happened for quite some time.
Well, no, we had 2 priced into this year, and then we had 1, and now we have like a 50% chance of 1.
I thought people were pricing in drops.
Oh, wait, hike?
Yeah, we're pricing in 50% or like there's like a 50% chance that the Federal Reserve will hike rates before the end of the year.
When did that happen?
It happens like on Friday, I think. Somebody was
No,
mentioning
really?
it.
I thought the cut got murdered, but
But the hike got resurrected.
oh, the market does not like future hikes.
Well, you could see on Friday how excited they were about the whole idea where inflation's coming back. And you
Well,
can see
think
their
about it this
excitement about
way.
JPOW.
The federal funds rate went up to like almost 5%, right? Or 5.25%.
Mm-hmm.
And the 10-year stayed below that level. And currently the 10-year is at 4.384%. So you think we get the 10-year to 5%? Because let me tell you a story about banks when the 10-year gets to 5%. There won't be any more of them. That's the end of the story.
Wow, that's not a great story.
I wasn't exactly riveted,
so
but it's
interest
cool.
rate futures are pricing around a 25% chance of a rate hike by December, based on the CME FedWatch tool. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's not great. So basically, I mean, everybody positioned for a specific outcome, and now they're all like, oh shit, that might not happen, and something else might happen, which is bad because they positioned really hard for a specific outcome, as they are wont to do. All right, so that was last week. Did I miss anything? I think that those are the highlights. I'm sure there's some flash PMI or something that got Gherk all crazy that doesn't matter.
Well, new home sales are down bigly for January,
Yeah, new
but
home sales sucked.
Yeah, but
Man.
they've been sucking. Like you're dividing
Well,
by
they sucked
zero.
more.
yeah, they sucked. All right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're just dividing that number by zero at this point. It's just like every month it's like minus 20 or like plus 15.
Actually,
And every month people are like, oh, it's up, oh, it's down. It's like you're dividing by zero.
Actually, if Ron can find it, Redfin released a chart over the weekend that shows that home sellers outpace buyers by the widest margin in history.
Yeah, they've been doing
Currently.
that for a little while, I think. Also, the number of people putting their homes back on the market after taking them off the market is going straight up.
Nice.
Wait, does that mean I
Yeah.
put my home on the market or off the market? I
You?
wasn't gonna sell my home, but
Now's
Now-
not going
now
to
I'm
be a
just
good time to
confused.
sell it. You're just going to...
I don't know. The
Okay.
dollar's up.
I like dollars.
Think it'll be up forever.
No. So am I buying the top of dollars when I sell my home?
Yes. You're converting your home into dollars.
Nail the top. Let's go.
Yeah. Then you get a 50-year mortgage and get a different home.
Oh shit, 50. I didn't even think of the
50-year,
50-year.
Jesus
What, like
Christ.
a measly 9% mortgage rate? Love it.
Yeah, who cares? The rate doesn't matter. You're shorting the dollar.
That's true. Maybe I should get two.
All
Why not?
right. Keeping you guys on track. This is more painful than the TSA line I was in this morning. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys.
I was about to say, you enjoy random people in a sweaty TSA line more than us. I'm
You
offended.
know what? I'm starting to
Actually-
think that hand job you gave the ICE agent was more consensual than you're letting on.
Yeah.
I will say it wasn't hot. It was comfortable. It was a comfortable climate in there. So whoever was running the AC was doing a good job. That was done well. I appreciated not being hot and gross.
Okay.
Anyway, so this week we got Japan's coming out with some more inflation data on Monday night. Tuesday, we've got a bunch of private measurements of the economy. Then Wednesday, we've got export-import prices. That's about it. I mean, the current account's coming out for the Treasury, but I mean, we all know that that's just been looking like shit and will continue to. Then on Thursday, we have initial jobless claims. So once again, probably going to stay flat like it always does. And then we have a whole smattering of Fed speeches. So maybe
Oh yeah,
Thursday
didn't
is-
JPOW? So one thing I just remembered, it popped into my head. Didn't JPOW say that there might be overcounting in the employment numbers, and so job growth is basically zero?
Yeah, he did say that.
Okay, I'm
But
just making
even
sure I
if you
remember
don't
correctly.
do the overcounting, it's still zero.
Yeah, you plus that table you share says that it's actual dog shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, and the employment to population ratio says it's dog shit. So
And it's just so perfect because we're bleeding off people at the perfect amount that unemployment doesn't spike. And like people just fall into the like don't want to be like the uncounted bucket of people in the country that are just assumed that they don't want a job. It's perfect. It's just like all of the weaknesses of all of the different indicators and measurements are all like playing out simultaneously.
oh yeah,
To measure essentially none of the things they wish they were measuring. Anyway, so then on Friday, Michigan, the 300 Michiganders will be polled, and the results will be published outside my office.
those
That's about it.
Michiganders.
I'm actually super interested in the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. I want to see how the Michiganders, is it gander
Yeah.
like a goose?
I'm assuming.
Michiganders feel about, all the fun stuff we have going on.
Love me some Michiganders. They're the
Well,
best.
I feel like this is the
like-
perfect question for Ron to research for us live on air. Is it
Terrible.
Michigander? He's just thumbs up. He's like, nobody gives a shit.
Michigander?
Michagnian?
Michelin Men.
We can't continue, Ron, until we get.
I believe it is Michiganders. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it! We were right all along. All right. Anything else on the calendar?
Fed speeches. I mean, those are just going to be whatever. Probably them just, saying whatever they say. So, no. I mean, it's not we get the flash PMIs. I mean, it's about it in terms of anything important. So, and the Michiganders, they're important too. Sorry, Michiganders. Didn't mean to anger you.
All right. Well, before we get into audience questions, do we want to talk about our roundtable that happened?
I thought it
last
went great.
week?
We got a lot of good questions. Yeah.
I definitely talked way too much, but I hope people got some value out of it. At least those who could sit through my never-ending spew of words.
Yeah, and for those just joining in who missed the last podcast, we did, and we are starting to do the bi-weekly ground up roundtable where we cover all of our features, for people who are looking at it for the first time and want to know what mean. So we're just kind of, going through it, answering questions, and making sure that, because, in our prior roundtables, we had people who were really getting into the weeds, and it was great and captivating discussion, but a lot of something that at least I have felt is like, man, new users, it's probably kind of intimidating hearing all this kind of talk. And so we want to remind everybody on these roundtables that it doesn't have to be like that. You can just enjoy the tools for what they are.
Ooh, should we do like a poll or something to try to get people, or just open it up for suggestions to try to get what tool people want us to go through next?
That might be nice. Yeah. If people have opinions on it, I'd like to hear them. Absolutely. Ron.
Yeah. Thumbs up from Ron. We got the
He doesn't give a
Michigander
shit.
thumb.
Yeah, it was great.
right.
I had a great time though. It was fun. I mean, we were trying to cap it at what, like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and we went for 3 hours. So, as usual.
As usual. Yep. Although, the one today is going to be this one might be a shorter one this week, so
Oh man,
you'll have
I
to
feel
put
bad
me
for
in
the
a
listener who loves the listener has set apart 3 hours of time to listen to these, and we're only going to give them less than that. I mean,
Yeah. I know.
that's rough.
I'm sure
Sorry,
a
listener.
lot of our listener will be very disappointed. But that gives us more time to talk about questions. You wanna work us into that, Mr. Dorkerson?
Sure, but before
are we doing trading with Gammastrike?
Yeah, before questions,
shit,
we got to
I
hit that
completely
because
forgot.
Gherk needs to do his fucking victory lap like the goddamn douche canoe he is.
Yeah, Ron has. I already posted the evidence. So despite NVIDIA going down the entire rest of the week, the next morning, had you opened the position that I suggested on the prior episode of Gammastrike, your potential returns would have been 20x. Or 2,000%.
I believe that my position, let me just check where it ended the week. My position would have lost 2%. Ouch. It's like $40.
My sold call spread on Marathon Holding would have paid out. It closed out of the money for the week. Gamma Max wins again.
Congratulations.
We did say that this competition wasn't about who could print the fattest stacks, but that was a lie.
Fuck you, Gherk. I stayed true to the course. Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
You don't like my leveraged risk reversal?
Yeah, now I'm just gonna be like, well, I'm gonna buy 600 calls on this fucking penny stock.
Hey,
Torg, you're gonna lose.
That's sold call spread on Mara paid for some of the despicable acts I did at the airport to get home in time.
Well, you
Was one
know.
of those hiring an Uber?
No.
Yeah.
Ubers are so expensive now, by the way. Holy fuck.
They are. They are. Well, Uber has to pay for their AI.
It's
Oh,
true.
cool.
So gotta pack that
All
cost in
right.
somewhere.
I have no trade this week. I don't care. I'm tired.
You know what
You
looked
guys do a
bullish as
trade.
shit? You know, I just got done doing the weekend stream, so I'm kind of cheating here a little bit. Microsoft.
The thing that's just been going down.
Yeah, Microsoft. It looks like people are buying the dip on Microsoft so fucking hard that if the market reverses for a minute, it's just going to explode upward in euphoria not felt since Bill Gates was ball deep in those Russian hookers.
Wow. You were saving. I that was great comedy.
I made that up
good,
on the fly.
good delivery. Well, you know,
Thank you.
it was good. I can't even say
It's
words.
all right, man. You've had
I'm
a
just
long
gonna
day
stop.
at airports.
Dork,
It's okay.
Dork, just take it. I'm just gonna mute myself. You guys take this straight home.
do you want me to go over what I saw in the data for Microsoft?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, first things first, there's a slight advantage. It just slipped gamma neutral on the daily. And there's been a big drop off in Delta over the last several last few weeks, since its most recent high, which wasn't all that high, but I mean it did get out to like 413 or so. And but some of that's like, you know, end of quarter expiry. Gamma's flat on it though. So despite the last 3 days to the downside, Gamma has stayed just slightly positive across the chain. And Delta neutral and Gamma neutral are continuing to trend downwards with the drop in spot. So people are chasing the downside on it a little bit. And then if you go out and look at the Greeks by strike page, you can see at the 370 and 380 strike on Gamma across all expirations that there's a fairly decent number of puts that have built up. Also puts out to the upside up to like 400, where it seems like most of the positioning is sitting right at the 400 strike. The delta on that is fairly negative to the upside. So if Microsoft bounces here, like delta kind of falls or moves more positive and it's negative to the upside of spot. So a lot of put delta basically to the upside of spot. So the potential to squeeze that out on a move back towards 400 is very high if things bounce back above 385. And then this is kind of what sold me on it was since like the 6th, skew has been turning around. And previously, I think up until Friday, so all the way until Thursday, the volatility return premium on the 30-day, so the spread between the IV HV30, had been negative, which like if you don't know, incentivizes long gamma positions. And so I think that's when people started piling into the calls, and that's why we've seen the gamma exposure flat despite the downside move in price over the last 3 days. Like gamma exposure has stayed slightly positive even though the stock's moving down. And so I think given that we're seeing a lot of, and the 10-day volatility spread, or the VRP on the 10-day, so the IBHV spread there is very positive. I think it's let me just make sure I have the number right on this, but I believe it's IV10 is at 25.97 with HV10 at 12.86. So you've got like almost a 13 points, a little over a 13 points positive spread on the 10-day. So right now, if you were to sell the 10-day put and you were to buy the 30-day call, you would get a fairly significant discount on the 30-day call and a pretty decent premium on the 30-day put, because they're just priced up so much. And then if you go look at the heat map, it looks like the majority of put interest right now is to the downside of spot, so out of the money, and then up to like 33.90 in the money. And then the call OI is all out of the money, so all of it above spot. And so that also kind of indicates that where we're seeing changes in OI based on the pricing of options, it looks like people are doing kind of what I expected, which is, selling a lot of puts. I think they're selling puts even in the money and buying calls out of the money, which is that's a risk reversal setup, and it's being done in size. These are pretty large positions, and so I think we're gonna see a pretty crazy bounce out of Microsoft if we get some relief on the index. And the index has been selling off for a few days now. Volatility is very high. I think even in the overnight, we opened like 60 points down. We've already almost bounced back up to where last week closed. So I think we might have even just tested it and rejected. So I think
I would
we're going to
argue
see
that
a little bit
volatility
of
is relatively low right now.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a relief rally this week, and I think Microsoft is, well, people on Microsoft are very well positioned to capture that relief rally.
What if I confirmed your bias and inspired Dork to continue working hard on a new feature and titillated our mini viewer by
I'm all ears.
saying that I kind of agree with most of what you're saying, because if you look at historical volatility on the volatility surface over the last 4 years, volatility is very low in the 1 to 2 DTE out to basically through next week, between about 360 to 402, 405. And then it is average above it until you get to a pocket from like 460 to 475 where it's low again. So I think that would suggest to me that there are some very far out of the money sold calls, but there's some longer positioning above. And then there's some very sold positioning below, which kind of matches exactly what you said.
Like it.
So, yeah. And one day soon in the future, you too can make the same observations I just did and won't show you. Dork, do you have a trade that you would like to put forth, or can we all just
XPSL straddle?
Ooh, tell me more.
That's it. XPXL straddle.
Yeah, but what's your
Volatility is really fucking high. I looked at it on the volatility page, and then I went, you know what? Sounds like a good opportunity to do some straddle.
Interesting.
Now, if vol goes down, I'll be kind of hosed, but I mean, if it moves either direction by more than 100 basis points, I should be okay.
Well, hold on. So you're doing the at the money straddle? I mean, it's not priced well right now. And if you expect vol to go down, which is what I imagine you expect, wouldn't you want to just like open like an out of the money condor or something? Well, I guess I don't know how bad SPXL is. But I mean, I would say on SPX you would maybe want something a little bit more, or a little less fucked by
You know,
spot
you're
just staying flat.
you're absolutely right, but
Because options are overpriced right now. So like you're not taking advantage of any of the financing available.
yeah, fine. Hold on. I'll just do this.
I just want you to be better.
Shit. Shots fired.
He knows. He
God.
knows all these things.
I know.
God damn.
I don't want to
Okay.
do this whole big setup for Microsoft and you just just do some throwaway straddle.
Yeah, you should have just done what I did and punt.
Ugh. I'm going to stick with my straddle. You know what? Things are going to get worse. Volatility is going to go up more. There we go. That's my thesis. All right.
All right. Okay. That's fair.
I mean,
You
I
know?
don't necessarily disagree with like the long vol idea as long as you're willing to open and close it intraday and not just do like end of day stuff. But yeah, I like that it doesn't matter which direction. Because we know in these high vol environments, I remember 2022, everyone's just like, why is it going up? And it just keeps going up forever. And it's like right when everyone's just like, it's never going down again. That's when it turns the corner in like an hour and then just goes down for 7 days. And then when everybody's just like, it's never going up again. This is it. This is the big one. It just rockets the other way. That was a fun year. All right. And I abstain this week, so I think that handles our trading with Gammastrike. Although Dork didn't really use Gammastrike to inform his trades.
I looked at the volatility page. Fuck you.
All right.
Why wouldn't you short vol if vol's high? This is so confusing to me. Dork's like,
no,
volatility's high. I want to go longer on overpriced options.
When you put it like that, you make me sound like a dumbass.
Intraday volatility is high.
I feel like Dork's buying the put at the bottom.
But
no, I'm also buying the call.
I don't know.
Yeah, but just buy the call then. Like, why are you throwing
what if
away?
it goes down more?
But this is like everybody's trying to
downside.
do. If I may, everybody's trying to do TA on the VIX. And what if the VIX actually just keeps going and doesn't reverse like everybody wants it to?
Gee, Gherk, then I look still stupid.
Yeah. Then you still could have just like opened a debit spread, taken less risk and gotten more money.
You know, I was thinking about conjuring up a quick little thing for that, but then I was like, no, I'm going to stick with my guns. Now my pride's involved. I'm just going to go down with this ship.
All right, man. You do you, man.
Yeah, I didn't have a ton of time to go and actually figure out a play versus Gherk, who's over here, who just went ahead and did his full-on crazy shit on fucking Microsoft and just comes in here with it. Just the most asymmetric bet I could ever take.
Yeah, I don't like this whole this isn't fair. This isn't a fair fight. Who came up with this idea? Was it Ron?
Is that why you're not picking a trade this week?
No, I'm tired. I'm just using that as an excuse. But we're going up against an actual trader. Why don't we just let him do it? Why don't we just give him a segment and just let him do it like a little?
No, because that's no fun. He wants to be right. It's not just being right. It's about beating us and making us feel inferior.
If he wants to beat me, I'm not going to stop him from beating me as much as he wants.
Yeah, there's no value in giving away trades if I'm not winning something.
Fine.
So the thing I need to win is I don't actually know what I'm winning. I don't want to dwell on that because if I start thinking about what am I actually winning,
bragging rights.
You guys hate me a little more.
That fuels you though, doesn't it?
No, I like you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we could pop back up to like 6,600 even or more because there seems to be like a really short dated little pocket of sold vol.
Oh, my straddle might print at like 15% before it goes straight down.
And vol at the money actually is a little low. It's not super low, but it's a little low. The highest vol is really more around like 60.
I'm still angry that Dork wants to go long Vega by taking a position with the least Vega exposure.
Yeah, that's fair. It seems like there's more vol seems like everybody's a little bit more positioned. It's not crazy, but are a little longer from like 6,300 to 6,000, which over the next week, which seems unlikely that we would hit. So that seems
Holy,
like this. What?
go ahead. No, finish your thing. I just thought of something.
Oh, I thought you just like farted and smelled it
No,
or something.
no.
All right.
That reaction would have been muted.
Okay. I have nothing else to say.
I think Ron created trading with Gammastrike so that we would just feed him trades.
Ron,
He doesn't
you
even look
sneaky
shocked.
snake. How could you
Did
do
he
this
just put
to
his
us?
thumbs up? The Michigander thumb? Fucking Ron.
Is that a
Michiganian?
brown stain on the thumb?
No, that's on his nose.
Well, I now know to call. I mean, thanks to Ron, I now know to call Michiganders Michiganians to piss them off.
Mm.
Ooh, Fuchs just popped green a little bit.
What did I say?
Then immediately turned around. Nope. Whoop. Oop.
No, we're pushing.
Oop.
We're pushing.
Oop.
I
Oop.
think Barron Trump might have closed his $100 million put position.
We got to get this podcast at 2 hours for this week, so we need at least 20 minutes of us watching Future Candles and going whoop, 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 whoop.
Gherk saying bull and bear
There it
over and
goes.
over again.
Oh,
Do you know what
God.
I did?
Oop.
Do you know what I did when we took a break? I closed my futures and then I ran downstairs and got my food and came back.
Nice.
I see.
But I was short ES overnight, and I had to close that shit.
So you're
The
the
market
reason
never
that we're
sleeps.
back to spot.
No, I didn't cause the move up. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, that's exactly what somebody with that kind of money would say on a recording.
I'm very poor.
I know.
Very poor.
Very poor.
I've seen how you live.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, in that case, why don't
When
we
the
go to the
proletariat
questions?
rise up, remember that I too wear Carhartt shirts.
You're just cheap. You're not poor.
All right,
Audience
Dork, take us
questions.
into the questions. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we got. So, in case you don't know, we got links to ask questions on every single streaming service you're listening to this on. We also post on the major platforms before the podcast starts. So you can go in there, ask away. We've been getting a lot of really good questions lately, and I want to thank you, the audience member, for asking these questions. They're really great,
Thanks,
and we have a fun
guys.
time answering them. Yeah, thanks, Guy.
Yep.
Thanks,
man.
Guy, asking all the questions.
So this one comes from Reddit. Gherk mentioned in his end of day discussion on Friday that they are leveraging the carry trade even harder to all-time highs while gold and silver are selling off equally hard. What's the breaking point for the carry trade? Seems like this should be unsustainable, but it clearly hasn't broken yet. What needs to happen for the carry trade to break down? A market crash or a monetary policy change for Japan on interest rates?
So no, this is good for the carry traders because the dollar is strengthening. And it's and the capitulation in gold is because they think the dollar is going to continue to strengthen because the global financial markets are saying the war in Iran will never end. Ever. It will go on and on, my friend.
But so
some
clearly
people
they must be
started
wrong.
it not knowing what it was, and they will keep on fighting just because.
Thank you for doing the entire thing and not
You're
just.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's a nice touch.
We just lost our viewer. Sorry,
Well,
viewer.
at least you won't ask any more questions.
Fuck. They were good questions. Viewer, come back, please.
No, I do think that we're seeing some capitulation in gold due to the continued strength of the dollar. This eases the carry trade. This means that, dollar leverage is a little safer from the pressures of rising precious metal costs. However, we'll have more on that in a minute.
Should I go on to the next question then? Should I try to find that question that we need
Well, do you guys have any thoughts?
I mean, my only thought is that for for a trade that's so ubiquitous like that, yeah, you kind of need a crash of some kind. Like you need some sort of credit event to actually get people to unwind it because it's so big and it's so embedded that I mean, this is the entire strategy of all of the, like the Federal Reserve started doing this whole, like, we're not going to just use a algorithmic way to set rates. We're going to, think about it real hard, and we're going to be data dependent, but we're going to see how we feel, and we're going to, talk about it endlessly and come up with a judicial decision that's really hard to nail down because it's not algorithmic, but it's data dependent. Trust us. Everybody's kind of doing that, and so there's a lot of just like, hey, you guys better not do this or we're gonna respond, and then the entire market is just like, well, okay, and then they do it, and then they don't respond, and then they're just like, well, okay, well, don't do that or we're gonna respond, okay, and then nothing happens, right? And so you basically, this strategy has backfired because all it does is it encourages people to do the thing that you don't want them to do, and that's what's happening. And so the only way you're going to get people to orderly exit some leverage that they're in is by force.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a basis trade. It's a massive basis trade with huge amounts of leverage behind it. Everyone will hedge until they have no more dollars to hedge, and then everything blows up at once.
Well,
But yeah, a shift in Japanese monetary policy would definitely be a catalyst.
so with
Or
that in
oil at
mind,
$200 a barrel.
with that
well,
in
that's the same
mind,
thing as a shift in Japanese monetary policy.
with that in mind, should I just jump to the question that everyone's been dying to hear about, and we've been slowly teasing about? Why don't I just do that? All right.
We're gonna jump to question F when we're on question B.
I feel like Ron
Because you
ordered
guys
these
keep getting
questions.
closer and closer and titillating
That's
me
the
so
point.
much.
Yeah, it's called goon maxing,
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
and we
this
haven't maximized yet.
Get
All
back
right,
in the
this-
chair, Jarvis.
Fuck. Okay. So this one comes from Reddit. Market participants are pricing in a chance of rate hikes later this year. How fucked is SPX?
Wait, which question is this?
That's question B.
Oh, we were still on A. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
right
talk a
after
lot.
A.
Yeah. Goes A then B. Since I can't
He's
jump
a
to that.
mathematician, not an alphabetician.
Right. I don't know. We're a little bit more fucked maybe than we were before. I mean, the odds answer the question for you. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so snarky. I think it's because I was.
Yeah, we already talked about this earlier.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I mean, not as early as when he asked the question before we started recording, but we did talk about this already.
Yeah. Well, we did just bully Dork into reading all the questions
I know.
alphabetical order.
Yeah. So now I am no
So
longer
we
going to
can't
take
bully
into
him-
consideration whether we've covered it.
We can't bully him for doing what we asked him to do.
So, okay. So this question comes from Reddit. And this may be a decent segue backwards too. Ways to form strategies or info to read in aid of finding those strategies while staring at charts while crying. Smiley face.
Roundtables.
Hit the round
Step
tables, hit the
one,
docs.
go listen to the roundtable from last Thursday and work your way forward from there.
And also options as a strategic investment. If you want to form strategies, it's a giant textbook all about forming strategies using options. If you're an options person, there's also the intelligent investor. If you're trying to form investment strategies,
the intelligent investor is no.
and then there's also
the
a financial advisor. Financial advisors help you with strategies as well.
No, those people are fucking useless. I mean, if he really wants to, if he's in his 20s, he has some time to learn, right?
No, that's the next guy, right?
Oh.
This guy just wants strategies. They didn't mention their age.
Yeah. Damn, this alphabet shit is confusing as fuck.
It's hard.
Why did Ron number everything and then switch to letters?
You know, you should do is
Because
switch
that's
to the
the
Roman numerals.
I
sub-index.
didn't realize we
It's
were on this.
layered
Okay,
indices.
so we're on consonant 3.
What?
No,
How have you? No, this is
which one
people
are we
do this
on?
all the
Is it-
time. If you have,
We're on
Is it
C,
D
you
or
have
Charlie.
C?
tiered, if you have tiered indices, you have a lot of choices.
I wasn't
Some
paying
of which are
attention to
like
anything you guys were saying for like 5
Gammastrike
seconds.
learns Volstars learn the alphabet. Okay,
It's
so
like
yeah,
that,
there's books, there's financial advisors, there's people out there, there's
I love it.
Options
resources
is a
out there.
strategic
other
investment.
people and books.
Options is a
Great
strategic
answer.
investment, and Options and Volatility Pricing by Nattenberg. There's 2 books. Read them both. They teach you everything you need to know about options positioning.
Yeah.
Once
We
you know
also
about
discussed this-
positioning, then you pick a position at a certain time and
Doggy
place
style.
or with a certain signal, and then you trade that position, and then you go like, if that makes money, you write it down on a piece of paper. This paper trading. You get a pencil and a piece of paper and you write down the trade you made and if it was profitable or not. And then you keep doing that trade over and over again. And then after a little while, you'll be able to look at that sheet of paper and you'll be like, hey, how many times out of all of these times was I profitable? How many times was I not? And if that number is greater than 50%, you have a strategy.
This sounds like a scam.
No. No, I'm not
Hard
selling. I'm not
work
selling a
And
course
diligence
or anything. I'm just saying
pays off. Gross.
you do a bunch of work, and then maybe, just maybe, when you're done doing that work, you might have a meal ticket.
And if you didn't, at least if you're using Robinhood, you got some confetti and balloons right
Ooh,
before you lost money.
yeah. Or you blew up a port.
Yes. You got that dopamine hit though.
That's why I use the
was real
paper
quick and
trade
sharp.
instead of the money trade. Use the paper trade.
Mm.
And I have now come full circle. There are no paper trading platforms. Just use paper. It's the best one.
Paper is nice. I'm
It
actually
is.
a big fan of paper.
We're cutting down the tree anyway. You might as well use it. Honor its
Very
death.
true.
I've
Well,
been
can we
thinking
go on
about
to-
pulling the trigger on the Remarkable tablet.
I have one. It's pretty nice. It's replaced my mess of papers with a mess of files.
Ooh,
That's what I want.
those are easier to lose because they don't
You
have any
can-
physical presence in your life.
Yeah, now you don't have to feel bad throwing it away into the trash, and now you just let it languish in a memory card for all eternity.
You know what? I made a decision this week. I bought a bunch of Sharpie gel pens,
Ooh.
and that's because they're better than the G2 gel pens.
I didn't peg you for an R butt Sharpies connoisseur.
I'm not.
Yeah, how do those look when
I'm
they're
pretty sure that
inserted?
these would
Do
be
not-
the
close.
qualifications of the subreddit. Like they'd call me a cheater.
Do not go to that subreddit.
Don't go to that
At
subreddit,
work.
guys.
Or
Now
maybe
everyone's
more.
going to go to it. Our
It
viewer
is-
just got shocked. Okay, why
It
would
is-
you scar our viewer like this?
And if you're wondering what that subreddit might be, it is exactly what you think it might be.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what the subreddit is, yes.
It's in the name.
Anyway.
Oh God.
all
Okay,
right.
question D. D.
Okay. Thank you. D. We're on D.
Delta D.
JFresh.
Okay.
D.
Okay.
How
Which
can you
D?
use GS to guess a floor to a stock below all the common markers? For example, CRM is below GN, DN, VN, Gex flip. There's no positive net delta until 165 and no positive net gamma below spot. And yet, IV doesn't seem to suggest that it's going to plummet.
Sounds like
Let's take a-
165 support.
Let's take a looky-loo on Gammastrike. Oh, yeah, it's just kind of sitting there.
Wait, is 165 support?
Wait, no. CRM is it's just sitting, it's like basically flat as a board at like 195.
170 to 165 looks like support. Also, this looks bullish as shit if it breaks back above 200.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it looks like all this like software as a service sell off. Oh, look at skew adjusted gamma. CRM's pretty close to a bottom. Yeah.
Peel
Dude, I'm
back
gonna
the
go
layer
long
of the
CRM
onion.
and Microsoft this week. That's JFresh's trade now.
Yeah,
What,
I
long
kind of like that one
CRM?
actually. Yeah, I kind of like
Fuck
that
you,
one.
Gherk. Wait, no, now you got to give me a trade, you dick.
I mean, I'm just gonna take
I have
credit
a-
Gherk
for
hold
just
on.
makes
JFresh
3
winning,
trades
though.
and we pick
Hold
them.
on. Yeah, he just gave himself 2 trades.
He just
Fuck
took
you,
2
Gherk.
trades.
But
There was an extra
Dork,
slot.
You're fucking
I have
stacking
a
the courts.
I have a trade for you, Dork. Hold on. You ready for it? An
No, wait.
XSPSL straddle.
SSPSL?
XSP. It's just long SPX straddle.
Oh. But that's way more lame. It's not a leveraged fucking. I want the leverage.
All right.
And I want the vol crush to hit me square in the nuts, JFresh. You don't understand.
Oh.
You see,
I
I'm the
thought the
foil
goal
in
of
this
this was to make
competition. I'm the
money.
foil. I'm here to make Gherk look even better. Right? I'm like the
Hey,
I'm the ugly friend, you know, in the group.
Don't poo-poo my $44 trade. I proposed to sell that call spread in the money. And it closed out of the money. I don't think that's nothing.
No,
Did I get
that
lucky?
wasn't bad.
Probably. Did I get an edge? Who knows? But it feels good.
You're
All
selling
right,
it.
yeah. So I guess but to answer the question though, like what can you use to look for what a floor might be on a stock in general? There's a couple of things you can look for. This works a little bit better on more like options chains that are more volatile, but like I love the SPXW as an example because
The best.
it's the best. But
Yeah.
like I can look at the skew adjusted decks and compare it to non-skew adjusted decks, just regular decks, and I can look historically at how far down Dexa goes. And we're basically at the point now where we're in like if this is just a normal correction, we're pretty much primed for a bounce. The only thing that's going to keep us going is like more escalation that prevents the bounce, and then maybe even something that catches people off guard even more so than they already are. But that just and so even though you don't maybe necessarily see that on CRM, that lends some credence to, hey, if the market bounces, CRM's going to bounce, right? And it
Like
already
a little rocket.
yeah. So that's one way. Another way you can kind of try to look for bottoms, although again, maybe SPXW is a bad example of this. If you go to the gamma curve, you can look at where the gamma bottoms out. Although a lot of times, because remember, it's not like equivalent. It's not like max and min equivalents, right? Because the maximum is the point at which the market maker is fighting the hardest against movement. So that's like the most stable. The minimum would be like the most crazy. So again, like you might expect like the bottom of that curve to be like where a crash might bottom out. But you can kind of look historically if you go to the volatility page.
Hold on. The reason there's like a reason we don't put minimums, right? It's because they shift really fast. So as spot approaches where it looks like the gamma curve bottoms out, gamma will get steeper and more negative, and volatility will increase, and the bottom will move further away from spot. So there really isn't like an actual an actual minimum, because gamma will just move more negative as we move down more.
Yeah. Ooh, also, it looks like IV is quite elevated on CRM, like quite elevated versus historical
So you would want to
values.
maybe sell those puts. Oh, it looks like people are selling those puts, and they have been selling those puts since the 9th.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next.
for
It
huge
does look
fat
like
premiums.
people are selling mega poots. So yeah, I mean, actually, the setup looks very similar to Microsoft in a lot of ways.
It does, but it's a much more illiquid chain.
Yeah,
And actually, the upside
and it's less
resistance
of a
is
darling
less.
right now.
There's significantly
As
less upside resistance.
it's much less of an AI player, especially with the agent force seemingly flopping.
Yeah.
So it has less of that AI zazz. But I mean, it's not like AI is as popular anywhere near as popular as it was before, and people don't tend to think that Microsoft is really leading in AI anymore, other than they just have Azure and they're big and they're able to deploy things at scale. But otherwise, so's Meta. Mm, ugh. All right. Did we answer that question? I think
I
so.
think we've sufficiently beat it to death. Question E. Echo E, as in Edward. From X. Say I'm in my 20s and building up long-term positions in major ETFs, you know, your usual suspects. Should I be averaging into the dip here, or is this a falling knife scenario? Also, is now a good time to diversify into gold, or should I wait for the Iran conflict to play out? Thanks. So, well, you know what? It sounds like you may want to talk to the person who helps you with that stuff.
A fiduciary
I mean, we
with
can
an
talk
emphasis
about
on the douche.
we can talk about portfolio structure without talking about portfolio structure specific to this guy. Because I mean, we can't talk about his portfolio. We know nothing about it, right? We know he's in his 20s. He's got some positions in major ETFs. He's just asking, is the dip buy a good idea, or do you diversify? And we can tell him, like, precious metal diversification is a dollar hedge. So, there's a lot of other dollar hedges. There's other foreign currencies. There's foreign bonds, emerging market bonds. There's EU bonds. There's bonds in Japan. All of those are also, dollar
Say,
hedges.
Gherk, you missed one.
What? Silver?
Nope.
Which? Oil?
Aluminium?
The most important one. The future of all money.
Bitcoin's not a dollar hedge. Bitcoin's just leveraged dollars. It's different. It's not the same thing. Anyway, um, so I mean, if you're building a portfolio, yes, you do want to have some dollar diversification. So you want to diversify away from the dollar value. And most major indexes are comprised of large multinational mega cap corporations. That's the significant part of the weighting in those indexes. And those corporations are very sensitive to dollar valuation. So the dollar relative to other currencies. And so it is a good idea to have a dollar hedge in your portfolio of some sort. I don't know if gold is the right one for this guy, or if there's some more, like, fixed income assets that he'd rather be exposed to or something like that. But it is not a bad idea to have some part of your portfolio, and you can choose the amount. And generally, if you go to a financial planner or something like that, they're going to base that percentage on your age. So if you're in your 20s, they're going to weight you more towards risk assets and less towards fixed income. If you're in your 30s, that's going to shift, 40s and so on. And as you become more and more fixed income as you approach retirement. But if you're managing that yourself and you don't have a portfolio manager to plug all your information into a system, think about where you're exposed and allocate some percentage of your portfolio to covering that exposure. And if you are exposed, like I said, to major ETFs, well, then you have a lot of mega cap risk. So you should probably think about having some diversification that covers the risk in those assets.
Yeah, and then the only thing I think I would add to this, is just talking about averaging into the dip. If you're doing long-term investing, it really doesn't fucking matter. Just buy at a regular pace. I don't think there's any evidence that shows that anybody is any good on average at timing their long-term building position into a market.
I mean, yeah, over enough time, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
thing. Like,
I'm making the assumption, person in their 20s building long term. I consider long term like 30 years. It doesn't fucking matter.
yeah, no, that's what, yeah, like you're. That's the thing is knowing what we know. You are really young and you're buying indexes, so you're basically doing like there's another show where these guys talk about this stuff, and it's basically what they say, which is just over enough time, if you're just consistent about it overall, and we have our reservations about this, but overall you will end up, doing fine. Like the drops and stuff, they're in your time frame, they're extremely short-lived unless there's some sort of extenuating circumstances we're not aware of, which is once again why we can't actually get into your specific situation. But over time, right, the expectation is that you'll be fine. So I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, the fact that you're saving money at all in your 20s is a fucking cool thing in its own right. So, who
Yeah,
am I
I
to
would
sure
just
is.
judge?
say,
Don't do that.
I would just say, focus less on timing your like monthly or whatever it is, right? Focus less on timing what day that happens and more on like the weighting of it, of future ones. Like maybe you feel like you're overweight one thing versus another thing based on your assessment evaluations and whatever else, whatever your strategy is, and then just adjust the future weighting. Or depending on, again, you need to get in touch with a fiduciary and somebody that knows taxes, or you just do some rebalancing every once in a while, but being careful that if you take profits and in certain ways, you can get yourself a nice big fat tax bill you shouldn't be getting.
Okay. Well, is it finally time, guys? Is
It's
it
time.
that time?
It's time to end this so that I can go get dinner.
Holy shit, guys, it's
Wait.
happening.
No, it's not.
Oh God.
It's time for number F. No, F.
No,
F.
fuck
Run.
Ron, no,
F.
fucking. Now we have to play it again. Yeah, press F to pay respects to Ron. He's gonna get his ass beat after this. All right.
Can't believe you did
Question
that to
F,
us.
as in Frank, the big one. Maybe it does have to do with stupid bets. But anyways, this one's from Discord. With Japan in talks with Iran to get safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, and apparently using yuan to buy the oil, what is the impact on the US dollar? Could this devalue the dollar and or slightly decouple the dollar from the price of oil? Could this potentially cause an unwinding of the dollar yen carry trade while keeping the price of oil high due to the conflict?
So, can I just say that I'm so excited we finally got to this question. This has been my absolute favorite market rumor for the last 1 hour and 53 minutes since I first heard about it. And while there is no verifiable proof that any oil is being transacted in currencies that are not the dollar right now, there are some very strong rumors and some CCP adjacent agencies reporting on that on that rumor. So basically, the idea here is that Iran has reached out to 8 other countries and said, "Hey, we'll let your oil through the Strait of Hormuz if you pay the passage in yuan instead of in dollars." Now, This is interesting. I mean, China's definitely not going to push back against this. This would effectively be the beginning of the end of the petrodollar if it caught on. It would have to catch on. 1 or 2 transactions, no one gives a shit. But if this were to catch on and this were to become a consistent thing, and like say we pull back from the war in Iran because boots on the ground is just too much for midterms to handle, or the price of gas is too much for midterms to handle, and we have political reasons for pulling ourselves out long before we've accomplished actually anything. Well, we did make the Ayatollah like 30 years younger. But
And legless, one less leg, apparently.
oh, I don't know.
Sans leg.
Allegedly.
So
he lost weight
if this
too.
were to continue, then yes. If Japan starts buying oil in yuan, this is going to have a huge impact on the dollar. Oil is a dollar-denominated currency. Everywhere in the world that oil is traded, it is paid for in dollars. And so if you suddenly have arbitrage between the price of oil in dollars and the price of oil in yuan, you're gonna get a lot of competition against the dollar from a foreign currency. Now imagine you're a country and you can go buy dollar oil for, let's say $100 a barrel, where it is right now. But you can buy Iranian oil or Russian oil through China for 40 cents or for $40 a barrel.
Sounds kind of crazy to me, Gherk.
Yeah, but I mean, like right now,
It's a hypothetical. Of course, it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
It doesn't. That doesn't exist, but it could.
Yeah,
and this would this would open the door to that. Because now all these sanctioned countries can suddenly trade oil through China, who doesn't give a shit about their international trade sanctions. They can trade it in yuan, and they can get their oil out to the world, not only enriching their own economies, but enriching China's economy via pass-through. And that would make the US no longer the arbiter of international energy, which is a significant position of power that we hold, that we have risked by going to war with Iran.
But if you think about, like, obviously this is a short-term thing. Iran is going after everybody. They are basically saying, if you are helping or doing anything with the United States, we're coming for you, buddy. Like, talking to all of the neighboring countries, saying that if you harbor, U.S. bases and you don't kick them out, then we're going to strike you. If you buy U.S. bonds, we're going to know, and we're going to strike you. If you try to get your oil denominated in U.S. dollars through the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to know, and we're going to strike you. But that's not stability, right? I mean, people choose the currency to do commerce in based on stability and based on the validity of the promise that backs that dollar. And I don't know that you could convince me that the whole world is going to go in on placing their faith on a currency that is currently being manipulated relative to the dollar from a communist country.
How many trillions of dollars do you think are wrapped up in the idea of selling volatility as a commodity?
A lot of them.
Okay. And you think the yuan can't back oil?
I'm not saying it can't. I'm saying that there's a big there's a human aspect to it, right? There's just like, could you imagine?
I said arbitrage. Did I not say arbitrage? I thought I said arbitrage. What happens with arbitrage, JFresh? What's the rule? The one true rule of the universe. The law. It's a law.
Away.
Why does it go away?
It doesn't exist.
No. Why does
it exist?
Why does arbitrage go away? Why is it
free money?
self-dissipating?
Free.
It's free money, bro.
And what does everyone love more than anything?
Free money.
There you go.
I'm just saying, if we somehow impeach Trump before the clock strikes 3:00 tomorrow or whenever he's supposed to break international war crime laws, we've got a shot.
Yeah, Trump did threaten to commit war crimes against the country that we attacked without congressional approval or any notice to our allies.
Yeah.
But
So
actually,
that's the
you know,
important thing.
the thing that Iran is doing here is they're actually, I mean, if you want to talk about it from like a geopolitical strategy perspective, Iran's doing, they're actually being the good guy, and it's really hard to turn Iran into a good guy, and that may be the most impressive thing the Trump administration has accomplished so far, is they've actually turned Iran somehow into a less bad guy. I don't want to say they're a good guy, but a less bad guy. They're like, hey, you know, if you harbor the people attacking us, we're going to attack you. We're going to announce our targets and attack you. And they're saying, these people are destabilizing oil, but we're willing to stabilize it. You just have to transact in a currency that isn't theirs. That's a path to stability. That's not. That's the thing, is they're not coming out and threatening to strike civilian targets. They're saying, if you strike our civilian targets, we'll strike civilian targets of yours.
Gherk, I just need you to answer this one question for me. Is your response right now in any way at all related to your currently open application with the Hamas in Lebanon?
I'm not applying to the Hamas in Lebanon. Get your Antifa shill stuff out of here. No, I'm serious though. They are doing this. It's very strategic. Iran has had 60 years and CIA and KGB training. They have gone toe to toe with Mossad since the formation of Israel. And that is arguably one of the most prolific intelligence agencies in the entire world. They are not unprepared for this one event that they have waited for this entire fucking time. Now, we went in there guns blazing and Hicks all high on lobster tails, but we were not ready for the outcome. They
Ron,
were.
we need a disclaimer that you can't get high off of lobster tail.
I will say that if oil begins to transact in yuan instead of the dollar will tank.
Oh, sure.
So, to answer
But
the
that's a
rest of
big
that
if.
question.
Yeah.
How big
Okay.
of an if is it? You've got every BRICS nation in the world that wants to back it. And let me tell you, they produce most of the oil. I know it sounds like a conspiracy. I know it's far-fetched. I know I go down these rabbit holes, and I'm never wrong about them.
But you still don't like Dork's long volatility play?
No.
Well, because my long volatility play in particular sucks.
Yeah, he could have bought those puts like $100 out of the money. That would have been way better.
He could have done a strangle, sure.
Yeah, he could have gotten Vega exposure at least for his increase in implied volatility. Like, why not VXX $70 calls?
I'm sticking with my guns, Gherk, unless you want to make the trade for me too, okay?
Dork,
if you want to make the trade for me.
Dork, you may now give Ron permission to do the thing.
Ron, you have permission to start the track. Stupid bets, stupid bets.
Oh my God.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? Oh, good Lord.
We love you, Ron, but goddamn. All right.
So
I still can't figure out who won. I mean, I didn't win, but who won?
I mean, I wanted to say me, but Gherk said that they mentioned QE, so like, and it's also
I don't know
Gherk,
I don't know. I'd have to review the transcript.
That might be fake news.
Fuck it. We both won the parlay tie. Move on to the next week.
Yeah, because this one could get fun.
Who cares what J-Pow said in his purple tie? That's what we should have bet on. Then we all could have been winners.
We almost did do the purple tie bet, and then we're all like, that's lame. We've already done it before, and we know the tie is going to be purple.
It was. It was
I
also
know. I
like,
didn't even
what's
watch,
that?
and I
What's
already
that
know.
pattern called with the little tiny squares?
I don't know. Not a pattern expert.
Hmm.
We need to get one on the show.
A haberdasherist, maybe, would it be able to tell
Hmm.
us?
I don't know.
Charm square?
Again,
Charm square sounds like it's big squares.
What?
I'm drawn to it because
All
the
right.
inclusion of a Greek in the title.
what's our bet gonna be this week, boys?
Do we
Hmm.
want to bet that the oil transacts in the yuan?
Oh my god.
I don't want to drop this. No, I'm kidding. We
This
can do something
week?
else.
This week?
This
Probably
week.
not. I'll bet no.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll bet no too. We'll have to
Oh,
parlay.
you mean like transacts at all? You're not sorry, I was like, you're not saying like we go to like a Petro yuan.
No,
saying
not yet.
Confirmed transaction.
In
I
yuan.
mean, that is actually kind of spicy because there's a lot of confirmed reports. So you might want to go yes, and then it might come out to be bunk.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that may be the trigger for Taco.
I'm so tired. I don't even remember what I suggested earlier at the beginning of this episode when we thought it would be a good idea.
I wonder how easy it would be for China to build a pipeline for oil into Iran directly. Ooh, and then they could supply them with so many more missiles
Huh.
on the road next to the pipeline. Win-win.
I don't
Gherk
know,
just
guys.
looks sad now. Why do you look sad?
You're just the tinfoil. It's 3 layers
yeah.
thick.
It's paper thin. It's like parchment paper. I feel like
So are we doing-
Iran's already like showing their hand with these rumors. Like, I
So
don't
are, so are we
they-
just doing a stupid bet that you just so Gherk can be right again and just do the
no,
yuan
no,
oil?
no. We can do something
what
else.
was I saying earlier? I completely forgot. It's been such a long weekend. And we all agreed, ooh, there's lots of fun things to bet on. And then I just completely forgot.
I don't remember. I said like 4 different things would be fun, stupid bets today, and I don't remember any of them.
Yeah. It's been one of those days.
Yeah, it's hot here today, so I've been just kind of trying to stay alive.
Ooh, I remember one. Are we gonna bet on Taco Day?
You think it's this week?
And then
right,
the parlay can be
right.
is it dual taco?
Taco
No,
It
I
is.
on both
remember
ends?
now. It is
What's
what are the terms of the taco? Yeah. What are the terms of the taco? So first bet is will taco happen? And then the parlay is terms. And we can decide how many terms.
So it could be like taco or taco and lagma. Lagma is like it's like a Persian taco.
I feel like this is a Ligma Balls joke.
It wasn't, but it is now.
I was like, he's saying it a little different. I'm assuming to try to throw me off here, but he's gonna try to get me. No, I think that. Oh shit! You know what? In my heart of hearts, I think that he's not gonna back down.
You think he's gonna strike Iranian energy facilities?
I think he's going to commit
Tomorrow?
a war crime tomorrow.
So war crimes tomorrow is Jay Fresh's bet?
Which sounds insane because all Trump ever does is threaten people to avoid having to do anything, but
It's
still get
called
what he wants.
manifest destiny. If you say it enough, it'll happen.
Listen, James K. Polk is my second cousin, 7 times removed, 6 times removed, who was the creator of Manifest Destiny, who pushed us westward. He was the answer to all of my social science classes when I didn't know the actual answer. I just wrote his name in. It worked once. What are parlays? I mean, I'm assuming you guys are on no, or are you?
On war crimes?
He's gonna taco.
Oh, well, yeah, same thing. Sorry, just the opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
So you say no taco. I'm gonna say, well, are we tacoing on the whole thing or just the war crimes?
I think the taco means that they're gonna find a
No,
ceasefire.
Trump's gonna
Taco's
call this new
one-sided.
one-legged Ayatollah.
Logma is the Iranian version of taco.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. You see that someone could back down, and it could be
Yeah.
either side.
Yeah, that's the parlay. Is that Iran backs down
All right.
because it's a chicken, right? Chicken. They're
Well,
playing
wait.
chicken.
But can I just not eat?
Yeah, you could say that neither one backs down.
I'm
Which
going to say
means-
that neither one backs down. I don't think there's any chance in hell Iran's going to back down at this point. I think they're you back a wounded animal into a corner, and they're gonna do some weird shit. So my money's on no on either one, and it's gonna be a weird day tomorrow.
So you're saying no on both. Gherk, you're saying yes on both?
I didn't answer yet. No, hold on. Don't put.
I'm
words in my mouth.
gonna say yes taco, no logma. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. That's an Iranian taco.
Okay, yeah. Yes taco, no logma. That's my bet. Sorry, Gherk, I just stole it from you.
I'm intentionally not saying that word because I'm still convinced that this is going to turn into you're going to get our post editor to do terrible things.
You'd think I would ever think that far ahead on anything. Okay, hold on. Let me game this out. So if Trump follows through on his promise and he cracks a reactor, he's going to cause Chernobyl or worse. Which would hold on. Okay, so the answer.
Why would he have to hit a reactor? Why can't he just hit a
Well, he said he's going to take out
facility?
all of their civilian power stations. They have nuclear
Yeah,
power
but he's got to
facilities.
start somewhere. He's not going to do it all in one day.
Well, that's what he said he was going to do.
Okay, I want to be clear. Me saying that he's not going to taco does not mean he's going to destroy the entire country in one day.
Well, it's not the country, it's their energy infrastructure. Well, it would be the country if he hit a reactor. Now, you can theoretically blow up a nuclear power plant by not hitting one of the reactors. Safe boom. However, if you're like 20 meters off target, Chernobyl or Fukushima, you pick. Which would then also see the problem with the threat is in the commission of the threat, you would affect the same consequence as having the Strait of Hormuz closed.
Yeah.
So I want to say taco. I want to say taco or way scaled down, like bullshit response, like, oh, we took out more of their missiles, and then 12
Send
minutes
another
later,
bunker buster
another
to
missile
hit the
gets
mountains.
Yeah, like it's just going to be like bullshit, and then Iran's going to just hold steady because they don't give a fuck. I think that's the only actual solution because the threat, the commission of the threat would create the same consequence. So it's
Okay.
I
That
don't know.
makes
Maybe I'm throwing
sense.
too much logic at this, but like
You're saying Trump taco. Well, at
Iran,
least Trump
nothing.
will.
Iran's just not gonna fucking. They're just like they're not gonna blow up desalination plants because Trump's gonna taco. Or he's going to ooh. What if he announces an unconfirmed ceasefire? Like we've got news that we're gonna have a ceasefire, but then there's no actual ceasefire agreement. And then like 24 hours later, Iran comes out and goes, "We don't know anything about a ceasefire."
Then we get our pump. You get your long Microsoft and long CRM.
Yep, that's right. And then we come right back down again.
Yeah. And then maximum pain for all market participants.
That's what causes crashes. It's the bulls getting blown up over and over again. 1929, baby.
I kind of like that, actually. I'm going to stick with my bet.
I'm gonna stick with mine.
Oh, I am not tacoing on my bet.
Well,
Is that Jocko?
One of us has to back down. It's not going to be me.
well, I'm not gonna logma on mine.
All right. I see how it is. All right. I think that's an episode.
You got those, Ron? Okay, you got them
and-
better than you got the stupid bets intro, right?
And enjoy our fresh financial tunes from Gammastrike at the end of this episode.
Oh, shit.
Jerome Powell at the mic, calm enough to sound right. So transitory, give it time. Don't read too much into the rise. But rent stayed high and groceries ran. Gas hit hard on the working man. And every month the same old line. We think it's gonna cool in time. First it was a blip, then it was a phase, then it was be patient, but the prices stay. They don't know, they don't know. That's the answer from the podium, soft and slow. They don't know. Wrap it up in careful words, hope nobody feels the blow. Every time the story changes, everybody pays it home. They don't know. They don't know. Now it's higher, maybe longer. Now neutral's moving up again. Every year the long run number climbs a little more for them. You can push the front end higher, set the overnight real slow, but the back end does what it wants when oil and deficits both grow. First they said soft landing, then they said not yet, then they said not stagflation while the bond market made its bed. They don't know. They don't know. That's the answer from the podium, soft and slow. They don't know. They don't know. Maybe higher means forever. Maybe no one wants to know. Every time the story changes, everybody pays it home. They don't know. They don't know. Now crude jumps on war and rumor. Every headline moves the spread. Every one-time shot they mention still comes back in milk and bread. St. Jerome with printer halo, patron saint of fuck your puts. Half the street still buys the pivot, half just watches crude call the tune. They can clip each answer, make it sound serene, but the joke stops being funny when the price at the pump still climbs. Too late to call it what it was, too slow to move when it got hot. Too much faith in perfect models, too much trust in what was not. Now the cure is slow and bitter, now the long end won't sit still. He can hold the overnight rate, but he can't make the whole curve kneel. They don't know. They don't know. That's the answer we don't know. Transitory came and went, but nothing really cooled. Now it's we just don't know. From the man who swore he knew.